Today I want to talk about adding power to a light sound. So, let's say we found some light sounding head voice. It feels free, but we're struggling to add to it. When we add to it, we feel squeeze and push. Let's say we found some head voice with lip rolls. It's connected, but it's very light at the top. How do we add to that? Here's the first thing to remember. As we add squeeze in order to try and increase volume, the air pressure has to compensate for that extra squeeze. So the airflow and the squeeze are always working together. They're like two volume faders. As one goes up, the other has to go up. As soon as we have one going up and the other not, or one going down and the other staying in the same place, we're leaning towards too much squeeze, too much push, or too much airflow to the point where the chords are going to want to burst apart. So that balance is key. And as we add to a coordination a coordination which has a foundation of release, as in a light, any light coordination that's free and easy. When we try and adding to that, how do we add to that without encouraging extra squeeze? Well, like I said, squeeze and airflow have to come up together. So as we add the extra compression with consonants, we have to be aware of a little bit more air pressure underneath to compensate for that extra lateral squeeze. Go! As we add more of that squeeze, the airflow comes up. You will literally feel a little bit more support or air pressure from underneath. Now this happens relatively naturally most of the time. Some people want to hold back the air. If you're somebody like that that's struggling to add to their sound, you feel like every time you try and add, it squeezes. Bear this in mind. The airflow and the squeeze need to work together. All of a sudden you should find that you can squeeze a lot more and it doesn't lead to strain and push because that squeeze is being compensated for underneath. So let's give you some examples again. Find some release. Often I find if you put your fingers in your ears, you can find these coordinations more easily. It helps you focus more on the process and less on the outcome, which is ultimately what is going to lead you towards good singing. So put your fingers in your ears. Find something free in a lip roll. And it doesn't need to necessarily be perfectly connected at all, just something that feels easy. It might flip in the middle. That's okay, we're looking for that freedom, so let it break. Go! All of a sudden we've got our mix, our powerful sound. So the powerful sound sounds like chest, but the foundation and the position of the note is a position of release. It's the same position of release that we find on the light sounds. So this is why it's so important to find these light sounds and play around with them, because they help you to get away from worrying about sounding big and powerful and help you focus on just the coordination. Finding a light sound that's easy to make and feels like you're on top of the note. Most of the time, when we get into trouble with singing, it's because we have this sensation of reaching the note being above us, somewhere we're trying to grab onto. What we want, ultimately, is to always feel like we're on top of the note, pressing downwards. That is really the ultimate sensation of release is always, always feeling like we're on top of the note, like we do when we're speaking. When I'm speaking, I'm not feeling like, oh my God, I'm not going to reach it. I'm just on the note, on top of it. It just feels like, bang, I'm there. That's the same. No matter whether you're high or low in your range, that feeling of being on top of the note is really the feeling of release that we're talking about. As we add to a light sound, we have to maintain that position of release, that feeling of being on top of the note. So if you can find it with a light sound and then bring up the squeeze and airflow at the same time, you're likely to be able to lean in but stay on top. As soon as we have ma, 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 then we're in trouble. As soon as we go from a position of release, wee, to ma, ma, that is when we're going to be in trouble. The sound starts to come out the mouth and we're going to hit a ceiling and we're going to feel like we're having to reach upwards. But if we can find that wee, ma, 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 no, 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 go, 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 and keep it there rather than go, go, that yelling, then we're going to be in a good spot. We're going to find that position where it's powerful, it's exciting, it's bright sounding, and we're on top, rather than it's dull sounding out the mouth and pushed. So the most important thing in this whole thing is always find that position of release first. And if it's not completely free, and if you're not just sat on top very easily, then it's going to be very hard to add to something that's wrong. It's much easier to add to something that's right and free and easy than it is to try and make something that's innately coordinated badly and pushed and strained, try and make that somehow free. It will never work. You have to abandon that and you have to go towards an easy coordination that you can gradually lean on and, like I say, bring up the airflow, bring up the muscle, and hopefully find a mix that's free and easy, but powerful. Hope this has helped you today, guys. Have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.